Hello friends, welcome back to another tournament report. This is actually the second time I've recorded game 1 of this tournament report, but the first time the file corrupted and crashed my computer, and I didn't realise until after I've recorded game 4. So here we are again. Anyway, this is a 4 games, 1800 point tournament run by the inimitable Cy Brown that you saw in my last battle report. Cy is amazing. I love 4 game tournaments. They are much more fun than 3 game tournaments. 1800 points, so it didn't even feel that arduous. And I bought my Kingdoms of Men. It was in Banbury. It was a thing. That's near Oxford in the UK, if you care. Look at this. Even though this is the second time I've recorded this, I completely forgot that I still said 20. It's not 2300 at all. It's 1800 points. I'm so lazy. This is the 3rd time I've restarted this specific recording. So I'm just going to leave it like that. This is my list. It's very, very similar. You would have seen a very, very similar list in my last battle report if you watched that. If you didn't watch it, what are you doing? Why don't I have fans? I don't have any fans. Actually, losing followers. So I have a regiment and a horde of spear phalanx. Spear phalanx kind of basic infantry, but they are phalanx with additional attacks. So you get more attacks with spears because there's more spears, pokey things. I've given them Indomitable Will, which gives them a once per game Fearless and Inspired once per game, and I've also given them pikes, so they're both phalanx and ensnare, so very good against flyers. That becomes important later on. I have a regiment of militia mob, so one of the spear phalanx regiments from the last game got downgraded to militia mob. Oh, that's right, somebody asked me to put photographs of my unit in the first game. I've done it. Look, there you go, photographs of my unit so you can look at them and say ooh. Please say ooh. This is my spear phalanx. You can see they've got spears. They're made from Mantic Basileans. They look very nice. I did indeed hand paint those. I mean, let's call them dragons on the shield. A friend of mine says they look like dogs, which is fair. Anyway, and this is my militia mob, which actually is some sisterhood. This banner won best banner at this tournament, which is nice, isn't it? But this lady has now lost 2 arms. This is her second arm. She'd have an arm here like that. Not like that, but you know what I mean. And this is the second arm she's lost. I don't know where either of the arms are. I ripped her second arm off the other half of the unit. So, yep. This are my fanatics. So fanatics are a berserker unit. Worst berserkers in the game. Rubbish attacks, rubbish defense. Everything's rubbish. They have Crush 1, Wild Charge D3. And I've given... I think these ones had Helm with Drunken Ram, and these ones I've given Blessing of the Gods. So I've forgone my traditional sharpness fanatics for more points into other things. These, of course, Northern Alliance miniatures. They look rather nice. And then I've got a horde of Beast Cavalry. Here they are. They are Mantic Dracons converted. Look at them. They smash into a building. Those brutes. So Mantic Dracons that I have... put Basilean bits on. I think they look pretty. This is the new Captain Basilean bits. He's even got the pretty shield, but you can't quite see it behind this Dracon's wing. This is the Captain Dracon. What's it called? Like a Lord on Dracon, whatever it is, from the elf list. But he didn't have a hat like these guys, and he looks a bit weird. So I painted a hat on, and it looks relatively convincing. I'm pleased with it. So Beast Cavalry are very much like Dracons. They're like fast flying, hard hitting. They've got Fly, Speed 10, Thunderous Charge, and Vicious, and Indomitable Will as well. So they are very, very strong. I've got 2 ballistas. Here they are. I have a 3rd ballista, of course, for my 3rd list, but these are the 2 that I chose for this one. You can almost see from here that I didn't bother to paint their faces. I just forgot when I was making them. That's my ballista. These are very, very good war engines. 48-inch range, Blasty 3, Piercing 2, 2 attacks. Jolly good. I've got 2 wizards. I did try 1 wizard, as if you watched their battle report with Sai, and he died and didn't have any Bane chant. So I've got 2 for double Bane chant. This wizard here, they're both Basilean. This one's actually a 3D print. This one is a Basilean wizard. He's the first miniature I painted for this army, and I was very pleased with him, and then immediately took him out of my list, so it's nice to have him back. So he's got Bane chant and heal. He's got a mount and Bane Chant and Hex, which he barely used because I barely ran up against anyone with any magic users, which is extremely strange. Then they've got the Captain. So the Captain is really... people take him for his Master Tactician, which means you can redeploy D3 units. But I outdropped most people, so I rarely used that. I really have him for his rallying. Plus Mighty does come in useful. Here he is. My Captain. I love this miniature. This is a print, obviously. But I love his... delusions of grandeur that this miniature has. This giant hat. Anyway. And then I have the MVPs on my list. These 2 mini dragons, generals on winged beasts. These are flying mini dragons with 7 attacks. Crush 2, Thunder 1. Very inspiring. And here they are. Gold leader and blue leader. I, of course, have red leader as well. A couple of prints as well. So like 90%-ish. Mantic. Higher than 90%, I'd say. That's my list. So my first game was against a chap called Chris with his Halflings. And you may think that's fine, except that this is Chris Lynch, who is former UK Master, former UK #1. Nice chap, but he's very good. He's way better than I am at this game. And he, before every tournament, he's like, "Oh, I want to play a new player who have not played before." And everyone's like, "Chris, you just want an easy game." He's like, "No, I just want to play someone I haven't played before." I've only played him once before, so I offered to play him if he didn't find anyone else, and he very kindly took me up on the offer. And off we cracked. Mainly because I was worrying so much about having to play him later in the tournament when it mattered. But I thought I'd just get it over with. And he's brought a very, very shooty halfling list. Not unlike Si's list from the last battle report. So here it is. He's been playing a different army every game. Every tournament so far. Just to show how flipping good he is. He's got a horde of stalwarts. So 25 attacks. Defense 5. 2022. Nice. Basic kind of unit. Spell Ward means it's -1 to shoot spells at them, even if it's Bane Chant, which is interesting. He's got 2 Poacher regiments. These are basically Glade Stalkers, but slightly better. Because they have Vicious in melee, they are Stealthy, they have Spell Ward, and Scout, and Pathfinder. All the rules for 145 points. Disgusting. Shoot on 4s, no piercing, 24-inch bows, they're pretty good. 2 regiments of EJ Edge Grenadiers. 2 regiments of those. Those are kind of flying chapper. Brutal D3. Very, very good. Very nasty. A horde of Forest Troll Gunners who are just really, really good. 18-inch piercing 1, 4+, 18 shots. Crush 1. Regen. And then 2 Aeronaut regiments. These are the kind of... They've got this bombing run attack, which means that all their attacks always hit on 4s no matter what. No matter what. So all my... Phalanx and Ensnare is meaningless against them. One's got Blade of Slashing. 9 attacks which blast D3, so they can do up to 27 attacks in the front. But very swingy. You never know what you're going to get with 4s. We've got Iron Beast, who's a mini steel behemoth. Defense 6, he's giving him the shooting upgrade. Crush 2. An Aura of Headstrong, that's important. It's not actually important, I don't think he actually wavers at all. An Engineer with a lot of upgrades. So he's got an Aura of Wild Charge for Tinker, and that's important because he's also got Gadget and Gizmos, which means he can give Tinker to 1 unit, right? So on the field, and he gives Tinker that to that unit, and that unit can then Wild Charge with his Aura. So that's good. I think he probably gives it to the Muster Captain and Winged Arrowlaz, so he can charge 21. He's got some shots as well with a halfling long rifle. And then the Muster Captain and Winged Arrowlaz, basically exactly the same as my Generals and Winged Beast, but better. It is more expensive, right? Let's see. Hello, can I go back? Apparently my screen... Oh, okay. I'm 190 points, and he is 195 points. For that 5-point upgrade, he gets Iron Resolve, Spell Ward. It's pretty tasty, isn't it? Iron Resolve and Spell Ward. For 5 points. I'd take that anyway. Any day. So this has got over 50 shots. 23 or more of them are piercing. Pretty tasty. There was these lovely maps that's showing you the layout on the tables. So speed 10 forest, height 10 forest, height 9 buildings, and it just changed for the tournament. So height 3 hills, and then walls. So this looks very open, doesn't it? For a shooting army. So let's hope this is a big piece of terrain in the middle here. Nope. It is a tree. Yeah, that's it. That's the blocking. That's the blocking. A field there. That's a... I don't know what it is, but it's that's difficult terrain. Here's a hill. There's a hill under here. And forest and forest. Off we crack then. So we are playing Stockpile because I've not played it a lot and I like it as a scenario. So 3 tokens, loot tokens in the middle, 2 tokens here. Each unit can only pick up 1 per turn. Most tokens at the end wins. And that is the same thing from the other side, because it turns out I chose this side so that I could put my war engines on this hill, I believe, because why not? If you can, there they are. So we deployed like this. So Chris deployed very heavily. So basically, I think I deployed wrongly. I put this token here. Chris put this one here, this pile. You choose the piles. And when I looked at the deployment, I realized I had made a mistake because these two are much closer together. And Chris has a strong advantage to come in here, which is bad for me. Doesn't matter. I'm trying to get these two, so I'm going to use this to block him, to try and split his forces. Use my ensnare as much as I can against this stuff. I did have a dream where Tom Robinson told me how to beat him. But I couldn't remember what he said in the dream, so I messaged him. And when I showed him his list, he went, "Oh yeah, no, that is a bad matchup." And that was his advice. He did say try and shoot off an aeronaut early, so I obviously didn't take that to heart because he hid his aeronauts behind this tiny tree, so I can't see either of them. Ooh. Right, so I tried to fake him out with one general over here. I don't know why I tried to fake him out because he was clearly deploying on that side. I've hidden my wizard to try and jump out late game or jump in front of a horde, and everything else is kind of very much. On this side, we're going to play a toilet bowl where he comes this way and I come this way. I guess he has got one edge grenadier here to come around here. Let's see if I can manage against that. These are the spear phalanx, as you can see. Militia mob. These are his stalwarts. These are his poachers. So he's already scouted them. There they are. Scouty, scouty. There's my stuff. I've got the other general down the other flank to face up against that edge grenadier. And there's my lonely blue leader. Off we go. And he wins turn one. So he takes it. And he pushes generally forward and starts the shooting. Off he goes. So he's done some lovely positioning here. This is very, very good positioning. If you look, so I've got a 20-inch, right? I can basically get to here. Then I get aeronauted. It's not great, is it? There, I can't go here. Aeronauted. I can't go anywhere apart from away. On this side, he's just moved round. However, he did move and shoot, I think, for most of it. And so only 2 wounds on him, so I'm okay. And it was lots of cover. So my go, I push forward really hard with the militia mob because they're going to start getting these tokens early. We're out of line of sight here. I have put my captain up on the hill in case he pushes his edge grenadiers here. If I make a mistake here, I forget to move my general. Now, Chris does kindly allow me to move it later, and I cock up the movement. So let's have a look at that in a bit. I've moved forward, so basically I'm offering him this to shoot, not this. And I've moved back slightly with these guys because I don't wish to have this lot of massed shots into this flyer. Yeah, and then over here I leg it. No thank you, I'm off. There's my one shot from my ballista. I manage it, one damage, or one hit, 1 damage into turn 2. So at the end of the game, end of the turn, like I said, Chris kindly allowed me to do my movement that I'd forgotten, and I totally knobbed it up and just pushed forward with the general. I thought, I'll be able to get him with the captain. Nope, that's outside 10. I pushed forward too hard. If in fact I had left the general where he was, that would have been a better place because he wouldn't be able to do anything. Now I would have been then playing chicken with edge grenadiers, but all the same, not a great move for me. And that's what pintle guns do, apparently. 7 wounds on my horde, don't like that. And some more wounds there onto my general, plus he's moved down his edge grenadiers. He's really tightening the noose there into my turn 2, so I choose to ignore his noose and in fact slip out of the noose behind here. So he's going to have to continue to spend his shooting powers on me. He can see me over the hill because I'm height 4, but nothing else can see me. So doing the old trying to get him in the back of your lines trick. And I push forward, so I ignore this. I spend an enormous amount of time trying to position these guys so they can't charge me in the front. They are, of course, height 2 and can't see over this hill, so it was entirely pointless. I only realise that now, looking at the battle report photos. There you go. Grab some tokens here. See the line of sight is there, so they can't be seen. We're all good, and the general's popped off around here to start threatening flanks where he wants to be. Again, general's within 10 if he does charge, so he's going to get charged by me. General, captain, captain. And those coming up. And I've decided to push forward a bit harder here because these shots are doing me some damage. How we look here. And there, again, apparently. Did I do any? I don't think I did any wounds with my ballistas that time. So into his turn 3. So he takes the charge into my ballista. despite the fact there wasn't any wounds. Yeah, that's a bit annoying, that one. So you can just see at the bottom of the screen here. I positioned this wizard because I noted the threat from the Edge Grenadiers, right, trying to come around the back. So he can't see my Draken Horde. You can see the line of sight there. And I figure I put my wizard right here. He can't just jump over here. There's nowhere he can land, right? Forgetting this is an infantry base, not large infantry. So there is, in fact, exactly somewhere he can land. So this is exactly 1 inch. If I'd have been half an inch that way, he wouldn't have been able to do that. I am not very good at the game. It's very nerve-wracking playing Chris, knowing exactly how good he was. I was not playing... I think I was playing as well as I could. I just couldn't quite keep up with his positioning. He's very, 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 very good. So he decides to pull the trap. So I have healed a couple of wounds here for last turn. So he comes around with his, whatever they're called, stalwarts, and takes one of the aeronauts in the front. Let's see what they can do, aeronauts. These guys, so he's turned one this way. The other aeronauts are coming in. He sent his general on Arales into my beast cavalry, and these guys are just sitting in this woods, shooting, probably at my general over here. Couple of wounds from the Iron Beast onto this general. He doesn't really care about that. And there we go. No wounds, I want to say, from the shots onto this general. So he's still doing marvellously well. Yep, and that is the shots from these guys. So he's positioned them really, really well to have no cover. You can see the line of sight just down there. So he can see more than half of the front of the base. So 4 wounds onto them. Didn't like that. Oh, in fact, 9 wounds onto them because I think they took shots from the pintle guns as well. Really a lot of shots. 5 from them, 4 from the other guys. And then he rolled a 7 twice, which is frankly rude. Took him off. Bad. Even worse, the general on Arales, the halfling, whatever he is, on Arales, 7 wounds. 7 attacks, 7 wounds onto my beast cab. Don't like that at all. Only a waiver, though, onto this ballista, so that's good. 5 wounds from all of this. So he rolled like garbage with the aeronaut. So very much a very swingy turn. He rolled absolutely exceptionally with his shots on my fanatics and on the attacks on my beast cav, but then rolled like garbage for his aeronauts. Now he did 3 wounds with them. So up to 10 wounds on the horde now. Not so great. So my turn 3. I pushed the general around the side. Still couldn't charge anything. But now he's in a very threatening position. He's going to have to really, really pull it out of the bag with the shots this turn. Counter charge from the beast cavalry onto this Arales general. And I position my wizard like this. So basically what I'm doing is blocking line of sight. We have to kind of carefully measure it. But you can see the line of sight is kind of like that. And like that. So he can't see these guys are charging the flank. Can't see anything actually apart from the wizard. He is going to die. He served a purpose. And then a counter charge. So counter charge aeronauts with the horde, which allows my phalanx guys to come into these stalwarts, because I need my fanatics to come around to deal with this Iron Beast in case he starts to take interest in these tokens. And then the captain that was here, he really should be over here helping everyone here because he's inspiring, but I can't just let an Edge Grenadiers wander around in the back line, so he comes into them. Bane Chant goes off there, so the little wizard that could. Bane Chant's here. Maybe this Bane Chant's here. In fact, they both Bane Chant. There's another Bane Chant. So I think this Bane Chant's here, and then he Bane Chant's here. So double Bane Chant goes off. Go me! That is Ballistas. Just still not having a great game. My captain does 3 wounds. Not enough to do anything, sadly. I needed to roll a 6 to waver them. Didn't. And then 10 wounds on the aeronauts, and I double won them. So, gonna say it's not going very well against one of the best players in the world. So 7 attacks, 7 wounds on the Drakons, 18 attacks, 5 wounds back on the general. So poop. Basically just giant steaming dog crap. So yeah, his turn 4. He turns around and says, "All right then, we're gonna shoot you." Notice he's how you have to admire the positioning. So I'm in a really threatening position against all these units. So he says, "All right, you can have either of these, but whichever one you charge is going to flank you because you can't kill me, and you can't have this rear." You can see here there's nowhere for it to fit. So mwah, chef's kiss. Yep. So the aeronauts that were up there, because I double one here, flank my horde, who are going to die. Wizard's going to die. Dracon's going to die. These guys might live. There's a snare going on. Iron Beast just turns around to block line of sight, so I probably can see them. And they ignore my captain and just charge the war engine again, which is fair. Showed you that already. So yeah, does 3 wounds onto that guy. Can't see anything but him. All the shooting puts him up to 9 wounds, and then he's wavered. So not unexpected at this point, but yeah. The way I looked at it is, look, he's spent an enormous amount of points on that general. He's really distracted them for 4 turns now. Yeah, but that is pretty disastrous. So he's wavered the other general on 4 wounds. So that just happens to generals sometimes. Sometimes they just roll an 11. I'll tell you. And then he does kill that ballista and then sidestep, so that's okay. Because what he's trying to do is draw my captain away, which makes sense. And then, okay, so the 7 wounds from the first lot, and now up to 12. So 5 wounds from the second lot of attacks. And a waver, which is fine because I've got Indomitable Will. So it's fine. Got not going to be troops left, so it doesn't really matter. The wizard dies, of course, so now I've got Edge Grenadiers to deal with as well. 5 wounds there. There's another wave. That's the 3rd waver this turn. So 5 wounds rolls I think a 9, whatever, to waver them. But we also have Indomitable Will. However, with a gigantic amount of wounds from double aeronauts, the horde carks it. So, yep, centre has been torn well and truly from my army. On to turn 4. Not a lot I can do now, so we're still wandering off. We've got 2 tokens, that's good. His poachers over there have picked up tokens. He's yet to pick up tokens with an aeronaut, though. So, yeah, we wander off there. We double charge the Stalwart Horde. Try to take it off. Wavered here, can't do anything. Counter charge here, and then I will die to double aeronauts. Can't do anything here. So, you see he's picked up the tokens with the poachers. So, it's a draw currently, but there's 3 tokens in the middle he can very easily pick up in his last 2 turns because I can't do anything. Ballistas do manage to shoot off, or the remaining ballista, manages to shoot off this aeronaut on 10 wounds, so that's a small victory. I get a Bane chant off there onto these fanatics. I've managed to bring this guy in, so at least the captain is now inspiring. But the combined power of Bane chanted elite fanatics and a not at all Bane chanted, not very elite Spear Phalanx only does 13 wounds. How many did they have before that? 3. So 10 wounds from the pair of them. That's 30 attacks, 10 wounds. It's 5 is good. And no waver, no nothing. Turn 5 for the evil halflings. Yeah, I killed the general on the Aralaz as well, so that's nice. So I'm only going to take a double charge from Edge Grenadiers here and aeronauts here on my Dracons. They will die. You will die. Where's their wounds gone? I think I took their wounds off. I just kind of... Oh, they're here. 12 wounds. They're dead, right? He's going to die. He's going to die. He's going to die. These guys have got 5 wounds. Probably will die as well. These guys might live a turn. Probably not, though. And they'll die as well. So, you know, turn 5 is going to be really painful. Here it comes. So he double charges them. So he's put his little engineer here. So the flank charge from these guys is unhindered for this wall. More beautiful positioning. Completely unnecessary at this point. And the trolls just kind of wander forward and merrily pick up a token. Charge from the Iron Beast there. I think this horde charges the fanatics and the Edge Grenadiers flank charge these guys. So, yeah, phalanx and snare means nothing in the flank. There's some aeronauts in the front. There's a ballista. There's my dead general. There's my... from another angle, still dead. There's my dead beast cavalry. That's just showing you the charges again, I think. I don't think he woofed all of his attacks on both of them. Oh, I think it's showing you that they did in fact slide down. Yeah, I think we just forgot until that point. 7 wounds here and a waver. Still wavered. So, oh no, not wavered. Sorry, that's me taking a picture, realizing there's a waver token here, and removing it to show that he's not wavered. Everything's okay. And you can't do anything. Your height's 6, so I'll just charge you with your 1 wound and die. Flank charge here, utterly murdered these guys. 5 wounds on my fanatics from the horde. We're still okay. So we have a fanatic regiment left. Another waver. Edge Grenadiers are not good at killing war machines. They're good at stopping them shooting, though. So here we are at my turn 5. I've got 2 tokens over here safe. He's got 2 tokens here safe, and 1 here, and another 1 to come. I've got 1 unit and a captain left. Guys. Oh, I've got a general left as well. But it's not going well. Turn 5 for me. So I just sit there. I run off. I charge. And I kill the horde. Yay! So I managed to do, from all of, so another 15 attacks with elite. No Bane Chant this time, because I failed it. Another 5 from the captain. I do a magnificent, looks like 3 wounds. That's rubbish, isn't it? Oh, we still kill him. Turn to face, so gonna die. You know, super die. Dracon's obviously died. Did I tell you that? Dracon's died. Yep, here it comes. Turn 5, boys. Turn 6 even. Oof. So he just ignores everything else. So the reason he does, he sends the Edge Grenadiers into the Fanatics. Because he's like, well, I'd rather have the points. Second token here, and he kind of butts up here with his aeronauts and takes the other one. So he now has 5 tokens to my 2. Looks like I didn't manage to do enough wounds to this guy last turn. Put him up to 6 wounds. Not great, is it? 6 is good. The counter charge, another charge. He murders my general. 7 wounds on the fanatics. I've got another go, and he murders that guy as well. Yep. So I counter charge here. The captain says, "I'm going to have your token." Well, I'm not going to stop you. I'm going to stop you having a token. He's not going to kill those, but he might have a chance of killing these guys. So he comes round. Yeah, and I don't do anything really. So everyone's still alive. This is his turn 7. Because there is a turn 7, which is very sad. I do take a picture of the dice, I think, in a little bit. So I don't manage to kill anything, and then he just kind of eats me wholesale. Nom 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 nom. However, the captain gets away with a waver. Go me! They die. Yeah, and that's the end of the game. So, you know, he kind of said, "Yeah, you did all right," and I was like, "Did I?" I appear to have nothing. Now, my dice weren't brilliant. I had some critical double 1s. My positioning of the ballista wasn't great, but yeah, it was a tough matchup, I think. I'm going to say that, and he's a much better player than me. He was very gentle in my massive defeat, but it's a 5-2, so I take 2 points. It's a strange scoring system this time. It's not strange, actually. I wrote it. It's a Bull Shroud without the kills. So it's just scenario points. A plus 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and 0 points for a loss. So I got away here with 2 points, and I had my captain and my militia mob over there left with my 2 points. I'll take my 2 points. Let's have a look at game 2. Game 2 was versus a lovely man. He was a lovely man, a lovely chap, I was going to say, called David, and his dwarves. David was, he wasn't a newer player, but he had been away from the game for a while. And so he started off by saying, kind of explaining that, and we kind of said that let's have a good open match where there are no nasty surprises. We just kind of talked it through and see if we have a good game. So his dwarves and this crazy dwarf list. So he has a regiment of Iron Guard, the defense 6 dwarves, melee 3, defense 6. Of course, all dwarves have now got ordered march, which means they can go at the double and turn as if they are nimble, which is annoying. And he's got a regiment of Brock Riders. And they have this vengeance rule, which means they are crush 1 when they countercharge. And then he has 5 regiments of Mastiff Hunting Pack, all of which with throwing Mastiffs, which is pretty scary. Throwing Mastiffs, 8 attacks, always hit on 4s, no matter what. PS1, that's pretty good. He's got Steel Behemoth with the Golok's Fury upgrade. So it makes this giant tank with its giant amount of attacks, 12, d6 plus 12, defense 6, does hit on 4, but it's got Strider, so it always hits on 4. Wild Charge d3, so charges up to 13. Has an Aura of Iron Resolve for Dwarf only, which is pretty good. Very inspiring. Golok's Gun means that if it moves and shoots, it is a -1, but it has got 12 attacks, piercing 2. He's got a Dwarf Lord on Large Beast, which is defense 6. Thunder 2, Crush 1, is very nice. He's got the formation, which everyone seems to take. which is 2 regiments of Bulwarkers, and these are pretty... No, they come by melee 3, which is good, and they have Phalanx, which is good. And then an Ironclad Horde, again upgraded to hit on 3s, defense 5. No Phalanx for them, and he's given them the Throwing Mastiffs as well, and then a Standard Bearer with his Aura of Elite. One thing we did say was he's lacking in crushing strength in this list. He doesn't have a lot of killing power. He's got a lot of attacks and a lot of throwing attacks. So whenever I'm facing Throwing Mastiffs, my kind of strategy is always to try and make them waste them one at a time. So no kind of concerted giant amounts of Throwing Mastiffs being thrown at me. Let's see how I do. So we were playing, this is the board again. I'm going to take a picture of the piece of paper. So you see we have 2 height 10 forests, 2 height 9 pieces of blocking terrain, height 3 hill in the middle, height 3 hill down here, and then some height 0 difficult terrain and 2 walls. Right, and actually what it actually looked like was this. You kind of see, yeah? I think we've not done a bad job. This one is in the wrong place. So, what happened there? Oh, because we're upside down. Obviously, turn it around. So we're playing the scenario Kill and Eliminate. Kill, I hear you say. So don't forget that this tournament you could choose your scenarios between you. Yes, indeed. And we thought this was interesting. It's the simplest of the 3 we were offered, but it's not just kill. It does have a proportion of kill. Kill the most of your opponent's units. It also has an objective in the center for 1 point, and your most expensive non-individual hero, monster, or titan becomes an eliminate target, like a bounty target. In my case, it was Gold Leader, exactly the same amount of points, so I chose one, and his was Golok's Fury. If you kill them, you get, I think, 2 points, and if yours is still alive, you get 2 points. Something like that anyway. And then kills are worth 3 points. So anyway, total of 7. You can get 7. Right, and we ended up deploying like this. So David's deployed in a very straight line. So these guys with the spears here are the Bulwarkers with their Phalanx. This is Golok's Fury on the end. This is the Horde of Ironclad, and this is the Iron Guard, right? This is the Dwarf, Lord, and Large Beast, which is a great model. He's got this giant bear. Here's the Brot Riders, and then these are all the Mastiffs, right? So what I deployed against, so I've deployed quite straight here. These are my militia mob. So the plan is to chuck them forward and try and persuade him to throw as many Mastiffs as possible to the militia mob. We have the Horde here of Spear Phalanx, and here's my regiment. These are the Berserkers following up behind. I put my Ballista in this difficult terrain to just shoot across and to try to basically shoot this or this the entire time. And then the traditional deployment of 1 general each side. I've got my Beast Cavalry here and my Wizard, who is once again useless because once again there are no spells, hiding behind this forest because I might probably just throw him in front of a horde at some point to block out. And here's the captain in the middle. Off we crack then. Oh, there's a nice close-up shot of this fantastic army. Really cool. Little dwarf lord. I mean, he's off his beast, but you know what I mean. There you go. And here's mine again. A little look there. We've already seen them, so don't need to see them too much. But there you go. So we've got the helm in the middle because there's no terrain, and the elite on the side because there might be a bit of terrain. Let's go. So he won the roll, and then told me I could go first. So I said, "Are you sure?" He said yes, and I said, "Okay." So the first thing I did is a very nasty trick, which you can do if you are lucky. It's one thing to guard against. When you have fast flyers, position yourself slightly tilted. So if Golok was slightly tilted this way, because if they're going to go 20 all the way, you want them to be in your line of sight. But he is not here, so I am out of line of sight, so that's a very nasty place to be. And I've hid these 2 behind this tree, which is a piece of blocking terrain. I'm on the same board again, which is slightly irritating. And everything else is trying to shove forward. So I kept them behind the hill, so they can't be seen, and they can't be shot this turn, so like a preparatory turn. Then shot probably at Golok's Fury, and then, yeah. Oh, I did 3 wounds. Yeah, Ballistas doing great work. So another thing he could have done is, given that's his bounty unit, if he'd deployed Golok just behind the forest, he wouldn't have had the chance to be shot turn 1, but you go. So then he's moved up here and he's shot at my general with Golok and he's done a wound. He has given me a flank here. Everything else is in line, but it's a hindered flank and that's not great. I could flank this and get charged, so that's nice positioning there. Yep, so everything else, it really just moved forward in a great big line because it's a great big line of scary stuff. He's put his Brock Riders here and he's brought his king up to support. So let's see what I do in my turn 2. So, here's what I do. So let's see here. You can see I've got my Beast Cavalry and he's kind of said, well, if you charge my Brock Riders, you're going to get kinged in the flank. That's not what you want. You don't want that. So I said, yeah, well, you're not prepared or how quickly I am prepared to throw things away. Same height. So height 4 unit here. I tried to find a way that he could just fly and just drop in front, but nope. The wizard's gone in. So the wizard has fully gone in on the king to see if we can just hold him up. What it does is it blocks his line of sight. He can't see anything. And then he had left a flank, unfortunately, open here. And if I'd have spotted it earlier, I would have warned him, but I didn't. Came to my turn, I looked and I went, oh, I think that's a flank. It was a flank, so I flanked him. Felt mean. I apologised. He said he didn't mind. And then we went in on the Brock Riders, hoping that Beast Cavalry can roll out the box and take them off in a single go. Let's see if I can. Everything else moved forward, so I've really kind of militia mob right up against them as far as they can go, and everything else is touching. So I've got my horde here, and these guys are just touching the hill. These guys are also touching the hill. But you could probably flank me there, actually, looking at that. I wonder if we thought about that. Maybe we didn't. And then the other general just kind of looked at Golok and went, yeah, no, thanks, and just went 20. All the way up to 20, probably about 16, went all the way forward here. So now, unfortunately, he does have generals in the back of his line. And we did talk about his deployment afterwards to say, because he hadn't got a lot of experience playing against flyers like this, with this much stuff, a deployment tactic might be to layer a bit more. So you can layer these guys up, a couple in the front, and then you can have maybe a couple of these regiments at the back. Right, it means that I can't do this because if you angle them nicely, cast a little bit, and flyers don't have a choice, and flyers would hate flying into this, right? So some deployment tips, and there we go. And so ballistas keep on ballistering. Another couple of wounds onto Golok. 12 wounds onto the Brocks, but I couldn't roll the nerve, so that's sad for me. 6 wounds onto these guys. They're okay, so there's going to be a counter charge there, and the wizard fails to wound the king. So that's not overly surprising. So some, yeah, that's just showing that again. So counter charges, I guess. I'm just showing you again. So, right, so now he starts reacting, which is kind of what you'd expect. So he takes this Mastiff pack in the front of the militia mob. This Mastiff pack comes down the side to here. These guys kind of form a protective barrier against these units because he's had to turn his horde all the way around to face my general. He's turned this one the other way around, so that basically wherever the general goes now, he's going to be in trouble. I can, of course, go over here. I probably will. But there's not a lot you can do about that by the time you start spinning around. I mean, you could turn one of these ones the other way, maybe, and layer them up. That might have been an opportunity. I don't know. Golok is now deciding not to hang around, be shot all game. He's coming out of the woods to kind of support over here. Let's see, and a counter charge onto my general over here. I don't know what I'm showing you. What am I showing you? Nothing. Some counter charges over here. This is the 3rd time we've seen the same screenshot, so I'm obviously good at that. That's some Mastiffs. I think it might have been Mastiffs on these guys for 0 wounds. I think that's what I'm showing you there. And Mastiffs on these guys. So double Mastiffs here for only 4 wounds. So what we discovered through this game is that David cannot roll dice for toffee. He's just like, he was like, my friends will tell you, these dice roll like this. And I was like, well, it's not helping your situation. And he agreed. Oh, there you go. They did get shot for 3 wounds. It wasn't 0 wounds, it was 3. Counter charge there. So again, not great rolling for them. And this is where his lack of crushing strength really put a disadvantage on him here against defense 5. It's very, very hard to chip away. And the Brocks just totally fluffed it. So with no crushing strength. They did have Vengeance, though, which we completely forgot. I completely forgot until I looked at this list. So he should have been wounding me on 4s, not 5s. Ah. Well, if I'd have read the list, that would have helped. Yeah. 3 wounds on the Mastiffs onto the ammunition mob. They're feeling all right. And 1 wound onto these guys from that Mastiff pack. Ensnare is the thing. Into turn 3. So this is what we look like in turn 3. So things are looking very dicey. Actually, I've just realised he doesn't have to come here. He can actually just rear charge this unit. Right? So that's probably what he's going to do. Sad times. Yep. So I do. Oh, I don't. Oh, I don't. Yes, no, I saw a better target. I can actually... So 4 wounds on this wizard, by the way, from the Lord and Large Beast. I actually have a line of sight here to him, and I'm in a rear, and so I thought, well, do you know what? This unit is much scarier than this unit. I'm going to rear charge you. I did. So yeah, counter charge here, rear charge here. The wizard's still going at it. The Horde comes against this Mastiff pack, and the Regiment of Berserkers, my Fanatics, come here against this one. Carry on chipping away here. Then counter charge here. And then this unit, the most cowardly unit. It's not very fanatical of them, is it? Ah, we're fanatical with Berserkers. Rah, we're going to kill something. Nope. Don't fancy facing Golok. He's going to eat us alive. So instead, they just ran this way. They turned and hid behind their own unit. So you can see I've covered their flank here. So it can't be flanked here. I am offering a flank here if I don't kill them. So sad times. And then the captains run up here to offer some rally support. Come on, chaps. Off you go. Got my wizard here for some Bane Chant action, probably. Or probably doesn't need Bane Chant over here. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, so he's going to heal. He's going to heal. There you go. And he does. He heals 3 out of 3. What a legend. And that is 6 wounds from my rear charge, which isn't as good as you might think. So 21 attacks on 3s. I'm not good at maths, as we all know. So it's 14 hits, let's say. Defense 6, but I'm on 3s. 14 on 3s. What would that be? I'm not good. 3, 6. Oh, yeah. It's slightly under average. Wow. That was really painful to listen to me do maths, so I apologise. So, yeah, slightly under average, but he's still alive. There we go. And we take these guys up to 8, and we do not kill them still. Much shame. We do, however, utterly murder the Brocks. So, yeah, Brock murder goes on. There we go. Defense 4, that's what happened. So we just turn thusly. 3 wounds onto these Mastiffs in the centre. Both Mastiffs here. Car kits, so this is looking very scary. This is looking very scary. We've got things this way. We kill these other Mastiffs, which is good because it allows us to turn slightly to offer a nice phalanxy charge against, ensnary charge against everything. And it's David's turn 3, so he takes the charge. So both come in here against this unit. That's not looking good for them, particularly because the Berserkers are facing this way. Golok comes up for some fire support. I think he's going to try and shoot these guys off. I don't like that. There's a charge here. I think, yeah. So the King's, the Lord and Large Beast is now in a very sticky place. He decides he's going to try and finish off the wizard. And I was like, you sure? He's like, yeah, because I can't kill this guy. His nerve's too high. So if I charge here, I'm then offering a rear charge to your beast cab. And I was like, oh, that's actually very sensible. So he's going to just murder my wizard for the audacity of charging him. Oh, he showed a bit of revenge there. He's like, how dare you shoot me constantly? 2 wounds there. They're okay. And the wizard does indeed offer his noble wizardly life. And then David's... Oh, I felt so bad for the guy. He's like, yeah, now I'll run forwards. And I was like, because your choice is, do you want to be rear charged by that? Or rear charged by that? Or flank charged by both? He's like, I'll run forward. Might as well try and block these guys, maybe, their line of sight. And he ran forward so far that he's actually ran forward 6. So he's actually off the hill. Which turns it into a rear and a flank, which is worse than any of the other options. Poor man. He found it funny, at least. 4 wounds onto this general. He's still okay. These guys, 8 wounds and wavered. go, Mastiffs. And 8 wounds and a waver here as well. But we do have Indomitable Will on this unit into turn 4. This is how the board looks. So Mucho Death coming to you, my friend. Probably we're going to finish these guys off. He's turned these guys around and brought these guys in. Golic is still hanging out here, but he's on 5 wounds still because of my relentless bolts I am throwing at him. And we have some choice. So this unit is wayward, but he's going to use it as Indomitable Will. Let's see what I do. So the Mastiff pack, which is in the way, we send Fanatics into them. And the plan really is here is we'll kill the Mastiff pack and then back these guys up. I have put the king in a city, my monarch, not monarch, captain in a silly place. I put him too close behind here. But as long as they back up, they'll hit him, so it doesn't matter anyway. So the Horde can't charge them. They have to charge the Militia Mob. So I'm quite pleased in the end that I hadn't messed up too badly. We decide a flank on this guy with his... I think he already had 6 wounds. It's probably enough to get rid of him. This general... So then the general who can't seem to kill these guys is aided by a flank charge from this Horde. Probably with Bane Transport. Decide that... so this man... This general, where was he? Oh, that's right. He was facing this way. So actually, rather than join in here, he's not actually needed here. So I just turned around and flew him here so that I can next turn come in. Yep, so Indomitable Will, counter charge here. And then what? Why am I still here? Did we come in here? Not sure. Bane Charm went off there. Bolt Thrower went into them, or another wound. The Lord on Large Beast did indeed get mullered. And we run forward just a little bit. As did that unit. Who's been destroyed. As did that unit. And then we backed up 1, so the Horde can't charge me. And, oh yeah, that's a bit strange. I think maybe I plan to kill this Mastiff pack. And sidestep maybe, or something like that. Maybe so. So maybe just turn. So you have to charge this unit, and then I can berserker you next turn or something. Yeah, that sounds like an idea. Because we're nearly dead anyway. I just don't know why I didn't turn them around. So anyway, I didn't even kill the Mastiff pack. I only did 4 wounds and then wavered them. So Golic is now even more stuck. Feels very unfair. So yeah, they take the flank. What happens over here? So double charge into this. The poor Militia Mob's going to get absolutely exploded. Yep. And then Golic shoots my Berserk unit rather than this guy back here. So for 3 wounds onto them, they're okay. Oh, he does shoot. Well, I wonder what shot these guys then. That's weird. Maybe he shot them last turn? I don't know. It looks like they already had the wounds. They got them in another turn. Who knows, right? So Golic actually decided to finish off the Ballista that had been chipping away at him and did very magnificently. These guys finished off this unit, so now we're going to have to kill them. Into turn 5, and it's crunch time in the middle. So obviously that Militia Mob unit died in the middle as well, and they reformed thusly. Yeah. So the general on this side that was here saw this standard bearer and thought, I need to be over here. So he charged him here. I'm probably not going to kill him, but I'm going to get myself in a better place because I'm not behind this unit with its phalanx, which I don't like. We flank and fronted this Horde. This Berserker unit, where was this Berserker unit before? Oh, right, yes, this was the Berserker unit that was here. So rather than join in on the Horde, I didn't feel, because they reformed, they turned around this way. So I flanked in here, fronted in here, right? And these guys were like, well, you don't need me as well. Maybe we did need them as well, but instead they just turned to kind of face this way. So we had, and then we found that we get to the Beast Cav that were all the way over here could actually kind of rear charge this unit, which is great because they are phalanx. So front and rear here and here. And I'm into the standard area, which means I'll kind of come play with Golic next turn. So yeah, there's some shooting. I think we forgot the Iron Resolve, so we decided we Iron Resolve 2 this turn, so he's down from 6 to 4. Bane Chant goes off there. With 3 wounds and a wave on the Standard Bearer. Complete murder for that unit. Like total death. Oh look, where's the captain been? Hello. Oh look, he came. That's right. So before I did this charge, the captain charged into this massive unit on his own off a hill. Go, captain. And he killed it. What a ledge. Into turn 5 for David. So turn 5 for David. Obviously, quite a few units have disappeared. This unit here. What do you do? Went into my unit over here. Golok came into this unit over here. And the Standard Bearer, I think, is wavered, but possibly past his Headstrong roll. I don't know. Golok smashed it. 7 wounds here, but not enough. 6 wounds here, but not enough. Into my turn 6. And that's the end of the game, because I didn't take any more pictures. Wow, why did I not take any more pictures? Who knows? Anyway, this unit. Whoa, I've now lost my pen as well. It's all gone to pieces. Come back. So what happened was this unit died. Wah wah. Golok died. Wah wah. And at the end of the game, the Standard Bearer was left. So pretty solid victory. Lovely man. Very gracious in defeat. And he said it, although it was painful, it was still fun. So that's nice. On to game 3. All right. Very, very nice man. Enjoyed playing David. Lovely guy. Into a game now with John, who had bought Abyssal Dwarfs with Nightstalkers. John, famously leader of the Moonrakers. I always like playing John. A gentleman, a true gentleman is John Guns. So he has bought Abyssal Dwarfs with Nightstalker allies. Allies, you don't see allies very much, do you? No. So he has 2 regiments of Immortal Guard. Immortal Guard, kind of the basic infantry of the Abyssal Dwarves. They all hit on 3s, defense 5, crush 1. Oh, crush 1 they get from the Hell, from, what was an upgrade? Infernal Wardens upgrade. Gives them crushing strength 1, so they become very, very good. So only speed 4, but they do get the ordered march, same as dwarves. They can go at the double and turn, which is annoying, and they're vicious, and they regen, and they're dash 17, so they're very, 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 very good. Not cheap, but still very, very good. He's got a troop of slave orcs, which I think was probably just to spend the points. Maybe some chaff, I don't know. He's got a horde of Abyssal Grotesques. I don't like Abyssal Grotesques. And they have been upgraded. They've got all the flippin' rules, right? They are Crush 1, Thunder 2, which is absolutely devastating. They are vicious, they have fury, they are brutal, they are stride, and they regen, right? But they are very, very expensive, and they're melee 4. And I just think, yeah, melee 4. Melee 4 is a problem. With 18 attacks, it means they're hitting 9 times. Yeah, okay, they're probably wounding 8 times or 9 times. So actually, maybe that's better than. Maybe they're better than I think they are. They're probably brilliant, aren't they? Yeah, okay. I don't know what I'm talking about. So we go to his Ironcaster, who he has given the Edge Periscope, Bane Chant, and Hex to. So that's fun. So we both have Hexcasters. Somebody I can hex. I'm so excited. He has the Killy Dragon, which is the Overmaster on Ancient Winged Halfbreed. He's given him Staying Stone for an 18-19 nerve. Ooh. He's only 9 attacks, but still, Crush 3, got Fury. It's good on a dragon. Regen on a dragon is awfully good, and vicious. And then he's got my favourite formation, simply for the name, the Brewing Rebellion. That's good, isn't it? Slave Orcs for Brewing Rebellion. So this is Jag Bloodspike, the Brutal Gladiator. So he comes with an aura of Wild Charge 2 for slaves only. So these slaves and Jag all have an additional Wild Charge of 2. So these guys can charge up to 18. In fact, they just charge 18 because it's not a roll. It's just Wild Charge 2. They might as well just call them Speed 9, but they're not at Speed 8. Very good, very good. And he is Brutal, Crushing Strength 2, Rallying 2 for slaves as well. So this Nerve, which is not very good, it comes to 14, 16, which is a lot better. So it's a really quite terrifying cavalry army now because they're Crushed 1, Thunder 2. So they're, these are pretty smashy, I'd say. And then for chaff, he's got some Nightstalker allies, which are stealthy, Mindthirst, Butchers. The original thick chaff. 11 units is low, but unit strength is 22. Let's let's go. So we are playing Plunder, Plunder, Plunder Cats, go! On this lovely Egyptian theme board, which has, so you put 5 tokens down the middle, right, and then you roll off. The person who chooses side, which I believe was me, chooses one of them to go to 2. So I chose sides. I chose this side. Why did I choose this side? Can't remember. Can't remember. I know. So I chose this side because I wanted to play in this third, 2/3, right? So I wanted to. I think I made one of these ones a 2. We'll see in a second. In fact, let's look now. There we go. So I chose, I think, this one to force John to choose. Well, he could go down there, I suppose. Anyway, but if I choose this 2 here, even if he makes this a 1, I can play for these 3 and win, right? Because it's going to force him to come down here, down here, down here, right? He's not got any shooting for this hill. I can hide behind this forest. These are forests, by the way. This is forest as well. I do have 2 walls, but I can force him to break onto me maybe on those. And it seemed like the better choice anyway. So I chose this one and then John chose this one. So we are very much playing on this, this part of the board. This is how we deploy. So this is John's army. Very nice looking army indeed. It is too. These are his grotesques. These plague models. These are the slave orcs in front of them. And this is one of his cavalry units. Which are actually goblins, not orcs. But no, I'm not going to play. Not going to play. So he's forced into quite a narrow gap with all of these big base units here, which I like. He's got his butchers here. These are one of the other orcs. This is Jagger Bloodspike. These are the other butchers. There's his whatever he's called, the Ironcaster. The what are they called? Immortal Guard here, and here's his dragon facing off this way. Why is his dragon facing off this way? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here's the rest of the things. So I have put one of my generals over here, and in response, he's put his dragon here. And then I've very much cast into here. So I'm using this to shield off against me. I've got bolt throwers facing into here, and I'm going to be shooting at these guys, which isn't great because they're stealthy, right? I really want to be shooting at this dragon because that guy is the one I want to shoot at. But I don't have a choice just yet. In fact, I think I've really put my ballistas in a bad place here. This was not clever. I think I was thinking about kind of the line of sight across here. It would be much smarter to put them just straight in the back here, because then I get it would have been a much better place. There you go, live and learn. So we have got a general there, we've got a general down here, berserkers, and one of the phalanx units. So I'm essentially bargaining on a lot to hold off this. So I'm just going to hold them off with this phalanx unit. I'm going to use the hill to my advantage and hold them off. I've got my big phalanx horde to come forward here and grab stuff here because nothing is going to kill them, I think. And then militia mob here is going to grab this one, and then I'm going to kitty. Right, so here we go. Off we go. So turn 1, and I win turn 1. Hurrah! Which is very, very good, so I can put pressure immediately. So I go forward very fast. The general comes on this side, so I am out of 20 from this dragon, and I've deliberately come within 20 with my horde because I want you to charge me, because then I will charge you in flank and kill you, but he's obviously not going to do that because he's a better player than that. I've gone very far forward these guys to try and get these tokens, and I've kind of stumbled over the wall here. Ready for some hex fun? Off we go. And then we have got on this side, so again I've come quite hard on the right here, looking this way, and then we are cautiously on the hill, so we're out of everyone's charge, out of 18 here because they were rather further back, and pushing forward here. So yeah, that's my turn. We do get a hex off, which is very exciting for me, into turn 1 for the mean old Abyssal Dwarfs. So again, he comes forward, so he's brought everything forward here, He's trying to overwhelm with force of numbers, which I think is smart because there's a lot of tokens here. He has kept these guys back because he's conscious that I will want to jump over the back, and he's a really good player. So there's no place the general can go here or here or here that it isn't going to be charged by something, right? So that's very good defense against flyers. Really, really nicely done. Having a very fast character is a great way to defend against flyers. So he is very, very heavily committed here, which is the right thing to do because that's where the expensive tokens are. On this side, he's come forward a lot harder, so he's backed up his dragon to act as, again, as flyer defense. and really brought forward these very, very durable units with a nice thick chaff in front of them. Shot these guys 4 wounds. How? Oh, no, that's not right. That's not right at all. That's a lie, what I've just said. That's the marker of somebody's charge range. That's what that is. So, yeah, that was it. He doesn't have any shooting, so into my turn. And I think, I'm not hanging around. I'm going in. I want to wipe this side so I can come around and support this side, who are fairly heavily overwhelmed. So I do bring my horde around here, because I really kind of tie up this side here, because this horde is just really powerful against all this cavalry, right? All this cavalry is going to struggle against both of these units. So the wizard comes to do more hexy, hexy, hex. This guy comes up to do some bane chanting. I'm going to bane chant onto my beast cav, who just go in. I look at it, I think, right, I'm going in. If you look at this here, what he's offered me is the chance to really crush this unit. So I come in really hard and I place, you can see where I've placed I double charge with the militia mob and the fanatics into these butchers. And then I use their base to shield my general. The general flies all the way here, allowing the beast cavalry a charge without being seen. So effectively, although he's positioned very well, if I was to charge them straight in like that, right, because then you could just flank me here. By placing my general here, the beast cav then come all the way over here and the line of sight like that. So all they'll have is the dragon. So we come in hard, we get Bane Chant off. This is from Inspiring. I think there's another Bane Chant probably going this way, hopefully. On this side, more cautious because he's done good fly defense at the back, so the general flies over. I've probably underturned there. So I was facing like that. Turn once, fly here. Yeah, no, I should have been facing. That's bad. I'm sorry, John. If you're watching this, I should have been facing that way. If you look at the angles, I should have really been facing that way. Anyway, sorry. I back these guys off because I don't want to be charged. I'm out of charge range here, and they can't see me. And the phalanx unit can be charged, but it's going to be charged by butchers and not scared. And I decided to move my bolt throwers because I'm ballista, because I obviously put them in a rubbish place to start with. So that's showing the positioning there, which I was very proud of. I've also shown so his line of sight is good, but so his dragon's coming here, but he can't charge this guy. It's a flank, and yeah, we smash it. We absolutely blow them out of the water, so they roll very, very well, and I do manage to roll the nerve, and I turn thusly, so still protecting my general, and this 9 attack dragon's going to have to charge me in the front, or come around the side, and I'll just deal with that later, I guess. If that happens, then these guys are going to get moided. I do get a hex off as well, by the way. So yeah, there is 9 damage and a waiver onto this butcher unit, but they have fury. Into John's turn 2. So this is the state of the board. So I'm happy with how this is going. So at the moment, I'm feeling good. I've got control of the center of the board. And he decides to just push forward here. So now he's like, I can wait another turn before charging all these phalanx nonsense. He's going to bring up the really hard-hitting stuff here and here. He's still going to protect him, this guy. He's got a unit back there. He's just kind of saying, go on then, you go first. You can't see me. You can just see this unit. And if you charge here, that's not good because then you get flanked, right? So what am I going to do? So he's bringing up with the rear there. Nice positioning again. Very, very cagey. Very, very, a lot of time and very careful movement went into this game. It was very enjoyable. So he says, right, yeah, okay, in we go. So can these Immortal Guard charge these guys? Yes, they can. Do they? I think they do. So I think he double charges my Dracons by the look of it. Well, has he double charged? So it looks like he's counted here. It looks like they've just moved up and he's single charge with the dragon into my Beast Cav. Why did he do that? Can he see? I can't see them, can he? That's what I said before. He can't see them. So all he could see here was these guys. He's blocked by his own unit. So he slid down here. And I think we determined that when he slid down, they couldn't, the turn meant they couldn't come into the militia either. So he just brought them around to face up against the things that he's got. Butchers countercharged the Fanatics, which is a scary unit, and the Dragon went into my Beast Cavalry. There we go. Butchers did 3 wounds, which is pathetic. And 6 wounds is rather more respectable after 9 attacks, but no wave or anything. Into my turn 3. So turn 3, I decide to I'm not gonna hang around with this kind of cagey stuff anymore. I'm going in. Plus, I noticed he'd left a very, very narrow space between this unit of grotesques and slave orcs here. That's too narrow. He's not gonna be able to turn them. So I was quite pleased. So I thought, right, have a phalanx unit. I ran forward, grabbed the token. Slave orcs into that is not scary. We've got ensnare. And then we spotted a flank that he'd unfortunately missed over here. Let's have a look at it. So yeah, I spotted, because you're height 3 here and I'm height 2, I have a clear line of sight and I have a flank. So we did flank and front onto those butchers with the fanatics and the horde. And then my general did a rather optimistic, I tried to be chaff. You're chaff. Off you go. Go be chaff. You very 190 point chaff. Into this cavalry unit back here. I mean, if he does come in here, there's a chance there could be a horrendous flank here. Or even worse, a horrendous flank here. So, off we go. And on this side, so because he'd left this unit here, we did get the chance to militia mob them in the flank, but that's not too scary. And the general comes into flank of this dragon, so I really need to knock this guy off in one go now. So we have, I have a good enough chance, right? I know it's a lot of nerve. He's got 19, but I've got 18 attacks in the front on 3s and 4s, maybe 3s and 3s if I get a Bane chant, and then 14 attacks on 3s and 2s even. So I think that's a fair chance to take him off, which allows me then to turn back to these guys and take care of them. These guys should probably die as well. They're already on 9 wounds, so pretty happy. Double Bane chants, so Bane chants go off everywhere, man. Oh no! Look at that. What a shame. 12 wounds is all I managed onto this dragon, and I wavered him because he's 18, so I only rolled a 6 on the nerve. Now that's particularly poor. So that's a very, very bad result because he has Fury. 3 wounds onto the Immortal Guard from that flank because there are some 5s and 5s, so that's not great. Even though it's 30 attacks. Or 24 attacks rather. We do kill the butchers though, so at least I have my elite fanatics to support. And then over here, unprecedented rolling. So they're out of range for rally from this guy. So this unit is only a 12-14. And with my 7 attacks, I rolled out the bag. There you go, it's a better screenshot. I rolled out the bag and killed him. I killed him in 1. Absolutely crazy rolling. And we killed this other unit as well. So that's placed me in a very strong position. Very, very strong. And I picked up a 2-point token. Into John's turn 3. So there was a bit of shenanigan. Could he get through? Couldn't he get through? Couldn't be bothered in the end. So, yep. Cavalry on you. He's brought Jag Bloodspike around here. We don't like that. And he has gone in here. And then he's had to move these guys sideways to allow the cavalry to come in. Off we crack. Over here, yeah, we're getting flanked. We're getting fronted. It's not great. We don't like that. We don't like that at all. Yep. And he killed them. And he regened 5 of his 12 wounds. Didn't like that. And then the general died too. So, yep. What was a very strong position here. 1 round of poor dice has left me feeling rather vulnerable. Off we crack. However, his dice could not stand up. And only 1 wound on my general is just so poor. And then no any wounds there at all. 0. 0 wounds on these guys. They are feeling good. Ensnare is good. Turn 4. Let's crack on. What is that showing? That's bolt throws. That's ballistas. We ballisted him. Pew, 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 pew. 2 wounds. Rubbish. We double charged into this Immortal Guard unit. My photographs might get a bit more sparse. My clock was getting somewhat low. Counter charge from this incredible general who immediately wavered them. Owned 3 wounds. 3 wounds and a waver. Dear, dear, dear. What did I do to them? I don't know. Let's find out soon. 11 wounds onto the Immortal Guard. Could I kill them? Could I doodly squat? Dash 17. Needed a 6 twice. Could not roll a 6 twice. I'm a garbage human. Off we crack. So. Oh, we did kill them. We killed the slave orcs. That's nice, isn't it? But I dropped the token before I ran forward. So I killed them, dropped the token, and ran forward. So they can come into me as long as they like hitting on 5s. And come and pick it up with my Helm of the Drunken Ram guys. Yep, that's going to be painful, isn't it? So he regen 5 of those wounds, a bunch more of these wounds. We don't like. We don't like. So Jag Blood Spike. So these guys backed off. And he's going to try and kill my general on his own. Show them how it's done. Grotesque into Phalanx guys. Off we crack. And he hexed me. So rude. I'm the one who hexes. Do you mind? Anyway, 3 wounds on the general. He's still okay. Invincible General of Doom. 1 wound and then a double 6 waver onto this dude. We do have Indomitable Will, so I need to decide whether I'm going to actually punch back or just kind of stand there like a lemon. Might go for lemon. We'll see. And yeah, obviously that double charge murdered my Fanatic. So now all I have on this side with 4 points of tokens is a Militia Mob and a Wizard that's hexed. I do have 2 characters, but they're really not that great. So yeah, he reforms like thusly. So a sidestep and a turn. Turn 5 for me. Things are going bad. So I decide to charge the general into this unit of cavalry because I don't want them coming and flanking my unit with the 2-point token. I take this token with these Fanatics and I basically turn as far as I can to touch it and keep going that way. I think I do use Indomitable Will to punch back on these guys. Not sure why. Well, might as well do something. What do we do with the Horde? Do we just sit there? Do we just sit there? Do I charge the character? Let's find out. And here, we do things that I think are fun. So, the captain charges this Overlord dude. The Militia Mob charge this 6 wounded Immortal Guard, supported by a bit of Bane Chant. And then my Wizard is my only hope. Turns around, runs over here and picks up a token. 2 points. That's important. You've got a charge 20 guy here. Here's what happens. So, although we do charge, so the Horde charges into the character. We do 2 wounds to him. He's alright. 4 wounds, they're okay. 1 wound, they're okay. Everyone's okay this turn. Oh no. Like, no wounds. I don't know, any wounds here? It's irrelevant. I don't kill him. Turn 5 for the evil Abyssal Dwarfs. They regen a bunch more. I regen another one, just 1 I think. And he regens a bunch as well. There's regening all over the place. They just regen all of that. That goes. There you go. The captain takes 8 wounds and is wavered. That's bad. I don't need a waver. How come the captain doesn't have Indomitable Will? Anyway, irrelevant. Yeah, and he murders my Militia Mob. And this Wizard is looking very nervous. Wow. They don't care about Ensnare, huh? Jag Blood Spike joins in there, so they get up to 9 wounds. Do they die? No, they don't. Off we go. So we back up with the captain. I leg it with this guy over this way. I am on very, very low things at this point. Things? What am I talking about? There we go. So I move him over slightly more. That's yeah. So that easy line of sight, right? So this was important actually. And it's poor. This photograph, right? It's poor because. Okay, so I had, I think, 12 seconds left on my clock at this point. I haven't taken a picture of it. And I hadn't taken the photographs at the end of this turn, right? So this is the end of my turn 5. It's going to John's turn 5. I'd put the Wizard over here and I'd measured to make sure. You can see John's hands on the model. He's picking up the model while I take the photograph. Because it was actually, that I think he put it back down again where it was. And the line of sight was behind my Wizard. I'd made sure with my laser. And luckily someone else had seen me do it. Because he went straight to his turn. He went, right, well, I'll flank you then. And picked it up and put it right in here. And I was like, whoa, I'm really sorry, John, but it was out. And I hadn't taken a picture to prove it. But it was definitely out, and I'd really checked. And, you know, we had a chat, and he was like, okay, fine. It's not important. If you say it's out, which was very kind of him. But I should have asked him to check it. I just didn't have enough time left on my clock. Normally, you'd say, are you okay that that's out? Right? And we'd both agree. But with 12 seconds left, I did not have a chance to do that. And he just kind of whacked it straight in. So we didn't have the discussion. And I did feel bad. But anyway, not bad enough to let him do it. Obviously. Yeah, so that's the Ironcaster. Could not see there. Over here, it's all kicking off. Oh, it looks like... Oh, that's right. You can see I've got 45 seconds, not 12. 45 seconds left. John's got 11 minutes. I did 4 wounds here and a waiver on this unit. There we go. So he did all right. They didn't kill me here. And my unit's just gone off as far as possible down there. So, what happens here? Where's he gone? Where has he gone? Oh, he's over here. So the dragon, instead, because he can't come down here because he couldn't see, has flown off this way. And I think he changes that, actually. So they come into my captain, which is fair. Yep, Jag Bloodspike, I think, comes into the Horde. I think his plan here was to come into the Horde. And kind of hold me so he could rear charge me, maybe? Because these guys come in here as well. Probably I'm getting a bit vacant here because it's very, very pressure for time. Yes, and he changed his mind. Yeah. So this was his original plan. And then he said, actually, do you know what? I want to change my mind. And I said, okay. That's fine. And instead of that, he flew him this way because he decided, he looked at the situation, he thought, I probably can't get those. So I'm going to get these instead. And he comes over to grab this one. So he flies down here, grabs this token. Okay, captain dies. Phalanx unit dies. I think his first plan would have been better. I'm going to say. Because he's still got another turn left. If he had a flipping great big dragon here, I have to kill Jag, Bloodspike, on the counter charge. And then what do? If I turn, I can't. I could probably turn, but it's still going to be a flank here or a flank here. That's pretty nasty. I've only got 45 seconds left, so I have to make really quick decisions. I think his first move was better. Anyway, changed his mind. It goes over there. So this is how the battlefield looks. So for my turn, sometimes these guys have just legged it, right? So on my turn 6, so I think these guys on his turn, they backed up to kind of persuade my general to go over. So I turned this way. There's not a lot that can happen here. I just blocked so they can't come in, basically. This guy's blocking. These guys can charge me if they want, but I don't think they're going to kill me because I'm on 0 wound. They have just run off. I've just run off. And John's turn 6, he gets the other tokens. He gets 2 tokens over here. Does come in. They put 5 wounds on me. All of them together, just 5 wounds, which is a poor roll. And that is, he's brought these guys over here. But I think I just, if there's a turn 7, I'll just go here. So I'll be alright. Yep. So I just back up. Back them up. Is there a turn 7? No, there isn't a turn 7. That was the end. And that was the end. So yeah, quite a tense game at the end there. Some very quick decisions being made. But it ends up with, so I have a 2 here, a 2 here, and a 1 here. So it ends up a 5-2 victory. Hurrah. Let's go on to game 4. So into the final game of this tournament. I do like a 4-game tournament. And I'm against Rob. Rob I've played before. He was playing Imperial Dwarfs previously. And he utterly spanked me. And engendered a lifelong hatred of Faber Ironheart. Anyway, this time he's playing Free Dwarfs. This was his world. This was his list. So, as he was introducing his list to me, he was just apologising and saying, they're so broken. I don't know why they make them so good. Why on earth would they make things this good? And I was reading through going, I don't know. Why would they make them this good? This is unbelievable. So, Free Dwarf Spear Levy, an absolutely cheap as chips unit, 105 points. Are, as good as my, way better actually than my Spear Phalanx units, and exactly the same. If you imagine, you compare them to the Shield Wall, they're colossally better. Anyway, so they come with Native Pathfinder, they have Phalanx, they have Scout, they have Wild Charge, Ordered March, and he's given them Throwing Mastiffs. What world does a 110-point unit get Pathfinder, Phalanx, Scout, Wild Charge 1, Ordered March? What world? Crazy. crazy. Anyway, stop complaining. Move on. He's got a troop of Brock Riders with skirmishers boots, so they are nimble. And of course, they've got Pathfinder as well. Thunder One, vicious. He's got a horde of the Ravens, Stoneclaw Riders, very, very good with the grenades. So speed 10. He's giving them staying stones, so they're 15, 16. 18 attacks on 3s with Thunder 2. And Pathfinder, of course, because everything's got Pathfinder. Pathfinder on fly units is so strong. Anyway, very few units have Pathfinder that are flying. Really only Herd and the Free Dwarfs. A Mastiff Hunting Pack, a normal kind of Jaffa unit with throwing Mastiffs. Everything gets a Mastiff. You get a Mastiff. You get a Mastiff. The Standard Bearer, who has Rallying for Dwarves, because why not? With Shroud of the Saint for heal 3. He has 2 Dwarf Lords on Large Beasts who are just so good. At least they didn't get Pathfinder. Sheesh. He's the Defense 6 guys again. And then he has this formation that is just outrageous. It is outrageous. I mean, they have every rule. Every rule. Guys, what is going on? Okay, they're Defense 4. For Dwarves, that's low. I understand that. But with Throwing Mastiffs as well, so they're Melee 3. They have Brutal, Crush 2, Nimble, Pathfinder, Scout, Wild Charge 1, Ordered March. What on earth is happening? Anyway, wow, that's a strong unit. 2 of them, 2 regiments of them. And don't forget, with the rally, there'll be 15, 17. 3, sorry, I'm so sorry. 3 regiments of them. So it is a commitment. You are really kind of funneling yourself into this build, right? Comes with a Free Dwarf Lord. He's normally Defense 6. Of course, Rob's given him Wings of Honey Maze to make him Defense 5, Speed 10 and Flying. And now you have, guys, a Scouting Wild Charge 1, so a 21-inch charge, Scouting, Brutal, Crush 1, Inspiring, Mighty Pathfinder unit. I have no words. I was like, what? What? Enough complaining for me. I took another photo of the map, so exciting. So it's the same kind of balance. So we have speed. We have height 10 buildings and forests this time. And then height 0. Flat terrain, 2 of those, some walls, and 2 hills. One of the hills is in a deployment zone. Boy, did I get excited. But here we are. I got excited, but it is behind a flipping great. You notice it's the same board as last time. I was stuck on. I only got to play on 2 boards, and I had the same board for game 1 and 2, the same board for game 3 and 4. Anyway, we're playing push. Push is when you have 3 tokens, plus token in the middle, and it's worth 1 point on your side, 2 points if you get over the center line. They're all loot tokens. The new rule is that only 1 unit can carry. Well, you can carry more than 1 token, but you can only score 1 token. So if, for example, I gave my horde all 3 tokens and got them over the half, it would still only score 2 points for the 1 token that I got. So you have to put them on different units. So exciting. So while this hill, by the way, is in a deployment zone, it is behind a great big building in a forest. So it's not that useful for Ballista as it turns out. And I didn't win that side anyway. So Rob won that side. And he deployed very heavily on the right. I outdropped him. And I deployed very heavily on the left. So this is his army. So his army is not quite finished, it's fair to say. He apologised, didn't quite have time to finish it. I didn't mind at all. And why would I? So these are 2 of the regiments. Here's his spear levy. They're naked berserkers, by the way, with real willies. Here is the Flying Lord. Here is the other regiment. Here is his Brock Riders. That's the Mastiffs. That's one of the Lords on Beast. That is his Stoneclaw Riders for this tournament. That might be the Standard Bearer there. Yeah. Okay, good. And against all of his army, I have put 1 general on Winged Beast. One either side. So I've deployed like this. And so I was mindful of this guy having a 21-inch charge. So he's going to scout, right? Everything's going to scout. Scouty, scouty, scouty. And then he's going to charge. So I put my Beast Cavalry further back this time. I initially put my ballistas here to fake him out. Guys, I faked him out. Because I think I moved them. Did I move them? I didn't move them, I lied. Guys, I definitely moved something. I think I put my horde in here originally. And then I moved it to here with my redeploy from the captain. I used it! Hurrah! So actually I pushed harder this side because what I'm mindful of, the way I always play push is that I will go hard one side. I like to put my tokens on one side and go all the way down, but actually what you're playing for is the token in the middle. You rarely get the other person's tokens, right? What you get is the token in the middle. The person who gets the token in the middle wins, in general, in push, right? I looked at the deployment on this board. I saw him deploying on this side, and I'm like, good. I'm going to make you think I'm deploying on this side too. I'm not. I'm going to put a token on them, a token on them, a token on them, sorry, token on them, and a token on my wizard, who is not very... Again, no spells, completely useless. Let's heal 3, I guess. And then I'm going to put all my stuff here, fend off here, and to get the token, get over this side, and win. All he's got here is 1 Lord and Large Beast, right? Anyway. I have put the ballistas here because he's going to be wanting to come down this way. I'm going to shoot at stuff. I need to shoot off his Stoneclaw Riders. That's the plan. Notice this guy is 4 inches back. That stops that early scouting charge from this guy, theoretically. Yeah. So that's his scouting. Everything scouts. The whole thing scouts. It's absolutely terrifying. And off we go. And I believe he wins turn 1, and I'm not good at measuring. I think it's the wild charge, right? It's 1 wild charge, 21-inch charge. Straight into my general with his king. Everything else just pushes forward so hard. Like a full whack forward, right? Because he sees what I've done, and he's going to come around as hard as he can. So tokens-wise, he's got a token on this spear levy, a token on these guys, a token on this mastiff pack, right? And this dwarf lord looks at this, says no thanks, I'm going to come down here, and he does. So there he is, come around the building. 2 wounds from the king. He's not worried about that. Into my turn 1. So in response, I push forward equally hard because there's nothing here that can charge. They're all quite slow, even with ordered march, right? And with a wild charge of 1 or whatever, they're not gonna get to me because they've got that 8-inch charge, which really limits them. This guy is relatively fast. I say speed 7, something like that. But again, phalanx is gonna hurt him. He can charge these guys. Please do. Then you're gonna get murdered by this or whatever. I've moved these guys. I simply sidestepped them to get out of any potential charges. Here's my token. Here's my token. Here's my token. And I'm coming for this one in the middle, right? So this general's come over really hard here to be a threat to these guys. We've come up at the double with these fanatics to then turn this way. And everything else is really pushing here. So my whole action plan, he can outpunch me undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. Any of these units can probably kill anything. I just need to get this token. And then everything else is a holding action to hold him off. I have been careful to manage Mastiff range because they've all got Mastiffs as well. I want to make him try and fire them off one by one, not in a volley. So I've kept things out. So this is probably in for 1. This is probably in for 1, right? Tempt him into sending them off. So yeah. Some shots. So 2 wounds. That's disappointing, but it is some wounds onto the Stoneclaw Riders. Off we go. The general, however, rolls like a dork and only does 1 wound back onto that little guy. So that's a problem. Turn 2, and it all comes in. So such a fast army, so fast, right? For dwarf, that's crazy. So he's turned them because of the wild charge. They've just got a mass. He's done a really smart move. He's gone really, really far forward and turned because they're nimble with that item. That allows them to come straight in next turn, and come in they do. So everything comes in. So it's a double charge from the Lord and the King, or whatever he is, into my general, and then Stoneclaws into 1, and Brock's into the other. So clear me out. That's a huge amount of points to spend on 2 bolt throwers. The fear of the ballista. It does put him into a good position, so I understand why he's done it. It's a lot. So yeah, that's 1 dead and turned. Does he kill? I'm sure he kills the other one. He definitely does. Yeah, so he's more being more careful here. So he's formed a ring like this. I don't think he came back. I think he just brought everything forward. He's waiting to kind of shoot off all at once, right? And then he backs this guy up because he knows my general is here. He doesn't want to get eaten by it. What? That's that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. So these guys really don't do a great job, frankly. Put me up to 6 wounds. It is a waiver, but they need to spend another turn killing me. I was delighted. However, obviously, bolt throwers died. Yeah. Off we go. Turn 2. So my turn 2. I saw this. So what he's doing with this, putting this king here, this Lord on Large Beast, essentially saying, well, you've grabbed the token, I'm going to kill you. And then these guys are going to kill you as well. And so I saw that you're height 4, I'm height 5. So I took my general and just went, all right, let's have a go. You've kept yourself quite far away because of the threat. So I just plonked him straight in front and said, you can charge me. I don't think you can kill me in 1. And that allowed me to run forward really hard with my expendable unit to pick up the center token, which is all I wanted. You can shoot me all you like, because then I've got some much scarier units to come in. In the meantime, my token carrying units are off and away, so these ones are scoring now. He is also scoring with all 3 of his over there as well. So we're very even. And I've got a lovely wall here. Got some rally going on. So I was quite pleased with that move. He called me a sneaky devil. I'll take it. So I have, and then I backed my Draco. I think I've turned them to face off against these guys. They are going to come in. There is going to be some shooting, but then, you know, we can do some stuff maybe. Who knows? Turn 3 then for these awful Abyssal Dwarfs. Not Abyssal. Awful Dwarfs. Hate them. Free Dwarves, that's what they are. So this was really, you know, such a good player. It's really, you know, it's very, very good to play these really high-level players because their positioning is always very, very annoyingly great, right? So his Brock Riders will come up like this, very, very thick chaff, positioned in a beautiful way, so I can't attack his Stoneclaw Riders with my Beast Cav. I can only attack these Brocks, and what I'm thinking is, might as well just throw them away, frankly. If I stick them here, blocks line of sight. Everything else has moved forwards. For some Mastiffs, he's moved his Lord this way. Which I was thinking, okay, I'm just going to do it again. I'm going to put him here. He might want to flank me then, but I can probably chaff that up and drop this and pick this up and stuff. So I still feel like I've got control of the centre, which is kind of good. He is going to start Mastiffing me now. So everything else has come forward. Chaff in front, as you would. And here he is. So he's left his Lord to finish off my general. He's brought over the king. Didn't want him to do that. I wanted him to keep both of them over there. So I was a little bit disappointed when that happened. Yep, and there go the Mastiffs into the Spear Phalanx. Oh, not Spear Phalanx, what are they called? Militia Mob. They do die, which is to be expected. That's very, very... I was really hoping they would survive so they could then charge off and hold up one of these units. But no, they just die. So that's what happens when you don't commit. Up to 8 wounds and another waiver. Wavered for the 2nd turn in a row. This guy is a legend. A lot of points going into him into my turn 3. So the battlefield looks like this. So this is just not a thing. I mean, Rob forgot to move this unit a couple of turns. Didn't really matter because they're just kind of wandering over with their token. Here's his other 2 tokens. It's a very delicate situation right now. I just need to get this one, get over the edge, and survive. Look at the time, by the way. In that 3 turns that Rob has played, he has used on a 50-minute clock, right? 35 minutes of that 50-minute clock on 3 turns. Just positioning so carefully, planning kind of what he's doing. So I was kind of a little bit hoping he might clock out. Spoiler warning, he doesn't. So yeah, in we go. I'm like, I need to hold everything off. Everything needs to be held. All I need is 3 units. 3 token carrying units. I currently have 5 actually over here, right? So I can throw a couple away. I only need 4 units to win. I've got 5. That's my thought. So these guys have a lovely wild charge. We wild charge into them because that blocks up all 3 of these units. The Beast Cav come in. Again, that blocks up 2. And their line of sight, it blocks another 1. So that's blocking up 3 with one of my units. And then that was a delicious charge. So this was a mistake. Acknowledged mistake that he made. And Again, a lot of time planning, so I think he just missed it. He's moved his king across, and he's left me a flank with my fanatics, which I took. So I flanked. I didn't take a picture before I did it, so I moved my general over here to be looking down the flanks here, which is a great place for him to be. And I took my Helm of the Drunken Ram with a Bane Chant, I believe, into the flank here of his king. Killed him in 1. So that was delicious. Felt delicious. And this is out of 8, so they can't be charged. So that's great. Yeah. And that's showing that I killed the chaff. And I'm definitely in charge range of absolutely everything there. So that's going to be a very, very dead unit. And we killed that chaff, and I turned thusly, so he can see me for a flank here. If I want to flank down there, that's great. Because you're not challenging the bit of the battlefield I care about. And there's some charges to go here as well. So turn 4 for these guys. Oh, look, he's on the drain there. I'm going to report him for cheating. The Mastiffs have finally made it down. So he takes the flank, and he puts his king into the front, which I was actually rather glad. I'd rather have the king attacking this unit than flying off over there being dangerous. Right. However, he does move the Stoneclaw Riders, so he doesn't take the bait of charging the Stoneclaw Riders in. He flies them off, which is worse than the king. Is much, much worse. They're facing this way. Still not dead. I'm still not dead, everyone. But he is killing me now. No, 37. Right, and so he takes a double charge with these units into these fanatics to get rid of them. He's just holding off here because that's all very scary. I've moved my unit forward here, so they have 2 tokens now, which is great, except I can only score 1 of them. So I need to get this token onto this unit, right? Or this unit. I just need to get rid of it. I feel sad. Anyway. And then, obviously, my Beast Cavalry die, so that's also not great. And the Fanatics die. So he just picks up every unit he touches with this army. It's so hitty. Very, very strong. Every unit crushed you. Every unit just, brutal, whatever. Awful. Too many rules. Turn 4. Stop complaining. Turn 4. So now he's all kind of blocked up here. And I am really castling, right, properly backed into a corner. These guys had turned to face off against my general. Remember, I need 4 units to win. 4 units left alive. And what turn is it? It's 4. So I've got 2 more turns. I can only lose 1 more unit. He's scared. I've got flyers coming here. Everything's speed 20, speed 21. Desperate times, people. So what do I do? So I just turn. I'm just like, do you know what? I'm phalanx and ensnare. You want to fly into me? You fly into me. I'm out of 8 here. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. And then we double charge. I'm like, I can probably take you out. You haven't got any support. Right? You're totally unsupported, this unit. Everything's over here. Not even in... maybe he's very inspiring. I don't know. So we see, can we kill you in 1? Generals come over. I'm sorry, the captains come over for some rally support. This guy's come to hide here, so the Stoneclaws can't kill me. Still here. Managed to wander around the building eventually. The plan here is that I will kill these guys. These guys will drop a token, and then something will fly onto it. Right, that's the plan. I don't know why I'm showing you that. It's meaningless on my turn. It's not. I've got no units there, and we do kill him. We smash it. Yeah, that's why the king. That's why I make that right. Yeah. I thought this was rather clever. So I put he's actually right on the edge here, my captain, because it allowed my fanatics to unhindered charge into this unit, so down like that. Unhindered charge. So I'm wounding you on 2s, 3s and 2s. 3s and 2s. A lot of attacks. 22 attacks actually on 3s and 2s. We kill him. We kill him. Turn 5. Wow, look, it's a screenshot the wrong way around. Don't we love that? Shows you the battlefield in a slightly oblong way. So these guys are a big danger. Huge danger. Danger. Even these guys, pretty dangerous. That's dangerous. Everything's dangerous. Danger, Will Robinson. Those guys aren't in danger. They're happy. Off we go. And then he makes a really big mistake. Which I was really proud of. So the king comes into this unit, which is fine. That's not a mistake. That's a good move. He takes the Stoneclaw Riders into the front of a phalanx and snare unit, which is just, that's not a great thing to do because they're going to be hitting on 6s. They are going to do 0 wounds. These guys come up to support. So I was really happy about that. That's a better screenshot, isn't it? So everything's coming forwards. They need to stay on my side. So the line of the side runs, I think, halfway up this unit. Like that. Something like that. So these guys need to stay. These guys need to stay. The king is just trying to take off this unit because this unit wants to come and pick up one of these. Don't forget, but I could also pick it up with this unit. So, tensy. Off we go. Yep. So they do diddly squat wounds. 3 wounds from the king, though. He didn't like that. Nothing there. Into my turn 5. So what do? I counter charge. What do? I don't know. Let's find out. That's what I said. I counter charge. So I move this guy over. I counter charge here. We do a front, and I put the captain into this king. So the king obviously wants to come and try and kill this wizard. So by flanking and fronting at the same time, I've effectively pinned him. I've pinned him in place. So even if I don't kill him, he can't come out. And then I throw my general into this unit. I don't think I'm going to do anything, but it stops it coming in and killing stuff, right? So the plan is kill his king, come over, get the thing, kill this, right? We win. Maybe. This guy's coming over too, by the way. He's still here. Still here. Took 4 turns to kill a general. Anyway, we kill his king, which felt very good. I liked that. That was nice. Oh, and then captain backed up. And we turn this way. Even then, we rolled absolutely out of the box. So I got a Bane chant off, I think, on them. 30 attacks on 4s and 3s rather. And we killed his Stoneclaws in a single go. I really rolled off the charts well. That was devastatingly good for me. I think what I should have done is dropped the token then. But I was, it was really hard because I was looking at okay, turn 6, I've got this. Turn 6, which comes here, I've got this. 2 wounds here, doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. Comes in a flank here, comes in the front here. Kill him. I don't care. It's not important to me. What's important is getting that token onto this unit, which I can do. So, what happened there? So then they backed up here because they didn't want to be charged and lose their token. There's another token down there. So that's all his tokens in the right half. And they kill my general, right? Into my turn 6. Oh, there's Rob reforming things. It looks like this. So he's got 2 minutes left. I've got 9 minutes left. A little rushed photograph. So here on my turn 6, I drop the token and I look at it and Rob's go, you've won. I was like, yeah, not on turn 7. He's like, I don't get it. I have to turn and move 5 just to get far enough to pick up the token they've dropped. Well, that means on turn 7, he's going to be flanking me with this and with this. Hindered flanks and fronts. But this unit, if it doesn't live, I lose. Unless I can countercharge and get it back in on a turn 7. And there is a turn 7 and off he goes. So I throw the captain into the front of this unit as well to stop it running in. So he only can one of them. So the captain charges here. I tried to work out which was the scarier one. A front from them or a flank from them or a flank from him. Flank from them is scarier even with hindrance. So the captain blocks them up because he's mighty. I move there, I pick it up. Action shot of Rob's arm. Well, this is turn 7. Slightly out of, and he so he backs those guys up. So he drops the token on the spear levy, backs these guys up and picks it up. Comes in a front here and a flank here hindered. 10 times, right? So these guys are now in the half. Everything's in the half. If he fluffs this attack, I win. If he doesn't, I'm going to have to kill something to get it. Something defense 6 probably. Don't think I can do that. There you go. This is the situation. Whoa. And they back up. I'm now taking loads of photographs. Well, that's great. 10 wounds. Look at that. 10 wounds. They are a -16. He doesn't attack this guy, so the rally is on a -16. He needs to roll a 6 twice. On the first nerve roll, he rolls a 9. Dead. Second nerve roll, he rolls a 5, my friends. And they live, and I win. So there you go. That's the end of the game. Very exciting. Apologies for incompetent storytelling there, but it was very exciting. It was a really good game. Really good opponent. Really fun. Couple of critical mistakes, like the flank on his king, or lord of large beast up here, and putting Stoneclaw Riders into a phalanx unit. That's what really had him. I think if he'd used the Stoneclaw Riders to shoot more, I'd have been in trouble, like real trouble. Yeah, fantastic game. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. So let's have a little look at some armies then. So there were some armies, some pictures. Really nice armies actually. As you can see, there were special awards. Well, there was an army award, but there was a best conversion, best banner, and best scenic base award. This didn't win all of them. This is his entries for it, right? Whoever this person is. His lovely Empire of Dust. I think it's Empire of Dust. Looks like Empire of Dust. Here's a very rude army. Rob Phipps. The Naked Order of the Foxy Lady. Everything in it is either a naked lady or a fox. Shocking. Here is Chris Smith and his lovely, lovely undead. Very cool army. I like these. This is... it's going to be... I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry. It'll come back to me. But Forces Abyss. Nice Forces Abyss army. This is... looks like Herd. Is it Herd or Forces of Nature or something? Elves? Could be elves. I loved this best conversion. This one was cool. Well, isn't that cool? What a cool miniature. Huge. Really, really lovely hero miniatures in this army. Beautiful. Really, really enjoyed this army. Big, big fan. Big fan. This is the inimitable Andy Marshall's really crazy display board. It was the display board that he put in... I think he did it for one of the clashes. Not last year, the one before. And he brings it out a lot. So it's been a bunch of different armies. It's Racking Slaves currently. Obviously everything's a goblin or an ogre. But, yeah. I mean, it's quite ludicrously great, right? I think the problem is that everyone's seen it so many times now. They're like that. Yeah, Andy, you've won enough best armies. Maybe that's true. He won best scenic base though, which is, I think for this one, because it is crazy good. As so he should. I think it's probably Eddie Barr's army. Eddie Barr, who writes the Wizard's Bookshelf blog. This is his Ratkin. This is my army. I'm gonna make a scenic display board for this lot at some point. I won best banner, by the way, for my banner here, which I did paint with my own two hands. That was nice, wasn't it? These are some Halflings. I don't know whose Halflings they are, but they're very nice. This is clearly Peter's army. And it looks like elves or Basileans. I don't know. Some free dwarves. These are Heath's free. We think you would have seen these in a previous battle report when we played Heath. I really, really like this beautiful, beautiful army. This is Steve. So this is Steve Evans. Actually, some of these miniatures are mine that I sold him. These are my whites. I sold them to him and I posted them to him and I didn't put enough packaging in and they all smashed up into tiny pieces, but they've been mended okay. And these are mine as well. Anything else mine? These are mine as well. I didn't paint those. I bought those off the internet. This is my Morgoth. Yeah. This was Steve's 29th army in 2.5 years that he's played. He has played every single army in the game, and what's more, he owns them all. I don't think anyone has ever done that in the history of Kings of War. This guy is a legend. He is a legend. He's a great guy. This is... I think this one best army, actually. This is Rich Luke. Rich off of my battle reports. You know Rich. This is his goblins. First kind of full army goblins at 1800 points. Really, really nice. Great job on this army. Beautiful scenic bases. Beautiful to see. Good to see the goblins out rather than the Basileans for one. Maybe we'll get to a battle report. But this is one miniature off of a guy's eye. I've not met him. I think he came second actually, but I've not met him before. But apparently he's like a golden demon level painter, and so he wasn't putting his army out because he was like, no, it's not good enough. I haven't put any effort in. This is I've knocked it together. This is a War Machine miniature. But I just really liked it. It's good. And there were some more of them. Those were really, really nice. But he was like, no, I've literally just knocked this army together. Please don't vote for him. But I was allowed to take his picture. Broken, actually. But yeah, cool. Here is another. Maybe this one's Eddie's army. No, this one doesn't have any. This is somebody else's Ratkin army, I think. Anyway, it's also very good. I took lots of army photos, guys. I love this undead, this Empire Dust army. I thought this was very, very cool. Very, very cool. Very, very nice. And another. Oh, this is Ed Herzig's army that I did play last tournament, I want to say. Yeah, or 2 tournaments ago, maybe. Anyway, but Forces of Nature, a really nice army. And this was John's army, and I took a photo right at the end on his display board. Obviously, you've seen a lot of it. What a cool display board with a big glowing Mars. Kind of terrifying. So like that. So yeah, I ended up 5th. So 3 wins and a loss, and I ended up 5th. I got the same points as 4th and 3rd, but less kills, because I do not have a killy army. So yeah. That's a good tournament. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the battle reports. Another long one because it's 4 games. Apologies. I'm glad if you've managed to get this far. Well done. You get a special super supporter badge in your mind from me. So thanks so much for your time. I hope it was good. I hope you enjoyed it. What are we back with next? What are we back with next? I haven't got any battle reports or tournaments planned. So I might finally be able to crack on with the old hobby videos. I have recorded the intro one, but I kind of want to do a few more around making how I make hills and stuff. Yeah, let's see if I can get that going in the next week or so. I've got a bit of travel coming up with my work, so I might not be able to. So we might have a slight hiatus of a week or so. It'll probably be 3 months now, won't it? But anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Death by Dragon.